Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're getting back on the Nissan. We can go ahead and take the leaf springs off, U-bolts, lowering blocks. We'll get the axle set up where we want, and then we can start figuring out the 4-link. Keep moving forward on this. On to the next step. I've got the axle set in place where I want it. It's at half travel. I'll make sure to square it up before we go any further. Double check the pinion. A few minutes ago, as you saw, I had it up higher. I miscalculated a few inches. So after thinking about it, after I had it set, I went ahead and corrected it. Next up, I need to figure out, like I said, the link bars, where they're gonna go, what mounts. I might make a custom cross member that goes up and has a drive shaft hoop in it. I just haven't decided. It's a triangulated 4-link. I just haven't decided which direction, whether the bars are gonna mount here and go to the frame, because the airbags are gonna mount right here. This is a bag over axle setup. But we'll get this all figured out. Like I said, I'll make sure the axle is perfectly square and centered side to side. Then we'll, like I said, we'll keep moving. just a little bit of mock-up. I was able to mark where I can clean up on the axle for the bag mounts. I was able to get some measurements and ideas on how I'm going to do it. Since the bags are going to be here, the upper mounts are going to be either right here or right on top of the pumpkin. The lower link bars will obviously be there, and I'll make a mount for it to come off. Probably in between the cabin here, right here, on the side of the frame. I'll make a little nub, probably a 2 by 3/4 by 1/4 inch thick, so we can weld the tabs to it. I'll have the lower go there and the upper, wherever the correct degree finds, it'll either go from here to here, or even here, or it'll go from there all the way to right above where that mount is. Because you'd like the uppers and lowers to be close to the same length. The uppers can be a hair shorter, and your uppers you want to be a 40 or 45 degree angle. All right, we'll get continued and do some more mocking up. Keep going. Now that all them pieces are cut, I can go ahead and weld the cap on each one of these. I can tack on the tabs because I've already cleaned up the whole face of this. I'll mark it and these tabs will get tacked in. Once they're tacked in, then I can go ahead. I need to clean up the frame in the area where it's going to be. But for now, I'll have to cut the link bar, get it where it's going to be, the length, and then I'll have to level that lower link bar at ride height. Wherever that is, I'll tack that in square on the inside of the frame, those brackets. And then we can start working on getting the lower bracket tacked on for the link bars, and then figuring out where the uppers are going to go. Once we tack all those in, we can run it through the cycle while tacking the bag brackets, everything, the bridge bars. We'll get everything tacked in, and if everything cycles and goes how we want it, then it gets welded in. I'll have to also set the pinion angle here in a little bit before I do anything on the axle. That way that's ready to go. All right, let's weld those caps on and tack those on and go from there. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and you'll get notifications on all the posts for my channel. And caps are welded up. I'll go ahead and let them cool for a minute, and then I'll mark them to put the tabs on. Tabs will go on the shiny side. All right, I'll let them cool down, and then, like I said, we'll mark them for the tabs, and the tabs will only get tacked in, as those caps will be permanent. And then, like I said, these will get tacked inside the frame where I believe they're gonna go. Like I said, we'll tack everything in and make sure everything is placed where we want it, and we'll keep moving forward. They're all tacked up. Like I said, I can finish welding these when I get everything in place. These will get tacked on to the frame like this on each side. All right, guys, that's it for the night. Tomorrow, we'll get back on this again, and we'll start, like I said, figuring out. I already have the length of what I want to do, so we'll have to cut a link bar down, tack the ends together, 2 of them, and then we'll be able to make those level after I clean up the frame, set the pinion angle, and tack in the lower tabs for the lower link bars on the axle. All right, like I said, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And remove the factory hangers that was hanging below the frame on each side. So now it's all cleaned up and ready to go. I'll clean up the inside of the frames in the area where these pieces that I just made yesterday are going for the lower link bars. And I'll go ahead, and once I get those where I want them, well, those won't even get tacked in yet. I need to cut the lower link bars. So let's do that next. of these are cut, beveled, and tacked into place. They're beveled. These come beveled. I beveled the tubes. I'll go ahead and take these out of here. And this end will get set into here. And then I could take these, like I said, with those on them. I have to, I already have the pinion angle where it goes. So I need to kind of mark where everything's getting put, the tab wise. And I'll go ahead and clean up the axle where everything's gonna get tacked on both sides. I'll clean up the frame down here where those pieces I just showed you are gonna get mounted. And then we can continue the mock-up process. I need to get the lower tabs tacked on the axle where it's gonna go. That way, like I said, I can have this bar, put it up on jack stands or something under it, make it perfectly level, and then that's where I can mount it to the frame. All right, everyone, that's it for tonight. I got chilly out and laid out outside. I don't know, I think it's mid-50s. Insulation's definitely doing its job today. It's been like 70 in here, 75. It's getting a little cooler now because I've had the windows open and the fans on, and like I said, it's getting a little chilly outside. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll see you in the morning. We can get back on this.